Chairs, musical chairs.
Oh, great. Sorry, I just want to make sure we're getting the shot here. Okay. Hey, Jason, how's it going?
It's going good. How you doing?
Pretty good. Nice to meet you. So first I want to say congratulations on the Saturn Award.
Thank you.
Very,
That was so cool.
yeah, best indoor-oriented program. I guess my first question really is, how does it feel to have a show, with Clark being, one of the most, one of the first main characters on network TV to be bisexual, with kind of challenging morality, showing that there's really no black and white.
Yeah.
How does it feel to have that kind of impact and to get kind of recognized for that?
It's cool. It actually is it wasn't a conscious choice to be like controversial or do something groundbreaking. It was just a good story, I thought, and the way sexual orientation works in our world is the way race works in our world. By our world, I'm talking about the world of our show, not our world that we all share together. Because in our world, it's kind of fucked up. But in the world of the show, I think I've sort of jokingly said it's kind of cool that some things get better post-apocalypse, And one of those things is race. Another one is sort of the role of women in our society. It's not about whether you're a man or a woman or what color you are. It's just, are you strong or are you weak? If you're going to survive, it doesn't have anything to do with sexual orientation. It doesn't have anything to do with race or gender. It's just, can you cut it? So that's what the show's about to me. And in that regard, I guess if it makes a statement, I'm happy about that.
Now, looking towards season 3, obviously season 2 had I wouldn't say, you kind of knew from the get-go it was going to be about the mountain men and Mount Weather and everything. Season 3 is kind of wide open right now. Clark's gone off. We have the people back at Camp Jaha. And obviously we have Allie and Jaha too. So I guess you could kind of maybe discuss the idea, the theme or the overall, I know you can't spoil too much, of what season 3 is about.
Well, the theme of season 3 really is, and I don't know that I've said this before, but maybe I have, is what does it mean to be human? And part of that will be told through Allie, who is obviously not human, but part of it will also be told through Eliza's character, Clark, who is sort of sucking down all of her emotions and trying to run away from the pain that she's experienced and caused to people. And, do you have to experience life, to be a human being? Do you need to feel your pain? And so we will really dive deeply into that thematically in everybody's character. I do think obviously the season is wide open. For sure it's a different season, as different from season 2 as season 2 was from season 1. But, we do have sort of that direction set by the final scene, which is one of the things I like to do kind of. I can't promise I'll do it every season, good Lord willing, that we have another opportunity to make the show in a season 4. But Allie does sort of, and the Jaha story does sort of set direction for certainly part of the show next season.
And with Allie and Jaha kind of together too, are we going to learn more about what exactly happened to the world before, that made our characters leave it, the kind of apocalypse that occurred?
Yeah, I think one of the things I'm excited about is maybe doing a little bit of an origin thing. I think that there's a lot of questions, and I have all those answers, and we're trying to come up with ways to tell that story. Flashbacks are in our toolbox. Certainly we could do that. But, Allie had something to do with it. And so she's now in the show, and she's now of the world. And I think it's a safe bet that we'll understand the way it all got the way that it is this season.
Awesome. And one last question. Obviously, the 100 on the CW, there's a lot of, you have Jane the Virgin, you have Flash, you have Arrow, it's a lot of superhero shows. Some shows are kind of lighter, but the 100's gotten, a lot of recognition for being a much more, in some ways, like a mature show, a cable-like show, to the extent with killing people off and things like that. And for you, I guess, is it just what moves the story forward? When you kind of, I guess, set out to make this show, was there anything you looked for towards inspiration? Was there anything that you kind of...
Well, first of all, the network has been, in particular the president of the network, Mark Pedowitz, has been a huge supporter, a huge fan, and sort of given me free reign to go as dark as we have gone. And that's what my sort of instinct is as a storyteller anyway, to get really dark and, sometimes painful, right? And so she'll tell you. Anyway, so I feel sometimes like first of all, I think the CW is doing like the most interesting of all the broadcast networks. I mean, it's genre heavy, right? So if you're a sci-fi fan, if you're at Comic-Con, you watch shows on the CW. And we are definitely the darkest and definitely the sort of, it's a different tone. But, I feel like I'm sort of given the keys to a car that I love and I'm driving it how I want to drive it, and they're saying go. At some point, will they stop? Is there a moment that we can get too dark? I don't know. In season 1, like episode 5, when we killed, during the culling, when all those people got killed, I got a message a couple days later from Mark Pedowitz saying you could go darker. And I'm like, wait, what? You can go, we just killed like 500 people. You want to go darker than that? And we have. So, it's cool to be able to tell the story exactly as I want to tell it. It's not a network show. It's not like a network development situation. They're not interfering. They get it. They love it. Their ideas always make it better. I'm going to keep sort of like pumping Mark up, but he'll like send me ideas that we use because they're great ideas. So, it's all good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Have a good one.
Okay.